Walk around any grocery store, my friends, and you will see a wall full of lies. Lies, I tell you, in the form of food myths. I'm going to be a myth buster and bust them all right now. In terms of chicken, should you wash it before you cook it? Does your yogurt really have all that beneficial gut bacteria? And are these heart-healthy foods really healthy at all? We're going to go through them all now and tell you if they're true or false. We're doing myth busting at the store. Raise your hand. Do you wash your chicken with water before you cook it? I hope you said no, because if you do that, thinking you're washing away salmonella, pathogens, bacteria from the chicken, you're not. What you're actually doing is when you have it in the sink, you're splashing that salmonella or bacteria-laced water all over the base of your sink, all over the backsplash, and all over the countertop. The truth is, if you put the chicken in the oven, on the grill, whatever, and cook it to the proper internal temperature, which is about 160F to 165F, you're gonna kill any living pathogens. Hi, how's it going? Thank you for watching on TikTok. Watch on YouTube also. So if you cook it to the right internal temperature, you're gonna kill any possible pathogens or bacteria. But when you splash it on the countertop and the sink, those pathogens and bacteria spread and breed. And if you did a test with like a blue light, you know those movies where they go in hotel rooms with blue lights, if you did that for that bacteria, it's shocking how it splatters everywhere. So you're actually doing more harm by washing it than not washing. And I posted a reel about this on Instagram 2 days ago. It went viral, got 1 million views in a 24-hour period, but it was really interesting how people were conflicted. It was very interesting how race came into the comment section. I didn't expect that one either, but listen, go online, look at the research, look at the facts. You don't wanna wash chicken. I know your mom might have done it, your grandmama. Don't do it. You're doing yourself a big favor by skipping it. You oftentimes hear me talking about sugar and why you want to avoid it, and how the better alternative sweeteners are things like stevia, erythritol, monk fruit, allulose, things like that. But over on Instagram, there's been a big kerfuffle lately about stevia. It seems like on Instagram every week there's a drama, but they're saying stevia now is actually not good for you because it disrupts your gut microbiome and it's an endocrine disruptor. And my friends, that is such fake news. Number one, stevia is a great sub to sugar, but they're saying stevia is messing with your gut microbiome. That's not true. You know what actually does mess with your gut microbiome? Real granulated sugar. Sugar, thanks for moving out of the way. This guy moved really quick. Real sugar, yes, increases the chance of obesity and heart disease and type 2 diabetes, but granulated white cane sugar kills your good gut bacteria and feeds the bad one. This is disruptive to your gut. Actual stevia is not. And to say also that it's an endocrine disruptor, it was a study that was taken so out of context, because if you look at the serving on here, it's 25 milligrams, because pure stevia like this is super sweet. They were giving it to rats in the form of like 2,000 milligrams a day and then saying it was an endocrine disruptor, which is hormone disruptor. Total fake news. Avoid cane sugar, avoid brown sugar, avoid any kind of sugar that comes from white bleached refined sugar. Things like stevia, allulose, erythritol are safe. They're not bad for your hormones. They're not bad for your gut microbiome. The truth is, real sugar is, and don't let people lie to you. I've wandered over to the bedding section here because Birch Living, who makes the organic birch mattress that I sleep on every night, wanted to sponsor this video, and I have a 20% off coupon in the description box down below. But it's not a myth. Getting a good night's sleep is very beneficial. But when you start to learn about toxins in the home, you learn that the mattress can be the #1 offender for toxic furniture in your house. What happens is over time, it off-gasses the chemicals into the environment. And when you think about how much time you spend sleeping on your bed every night, for me, 8 to 9 hours ideally, you start to really be affected by those endocrine disruptors, those hormone disruptor, really bad VOCs. Well, a couple of years ago, I came across Birch Living. They make the organic birch mattress that's phenomenal. We have 5 of them in our house right now. It's not only organic, it's super comfortable, and my promo code down below, birchliving.com/FlavCity, gets you 20% off your mattress of choice and 2 free pillows. And I really like it because they ship it to your house. It's easy to set up and it's super comfy, and they have a 100-night sleep trial and a 25-year warranty. But the pillows from Birch are great. If you want to splurge, get the organic Pillows too, we have many of them, but I need 3 myself when I'm sleeping. I have one for my head, one to hug, one between my knees. They're super comfortable, they're non-toxic, and they're great. So if you're in the market or you know someone in the market for a non-toxic new mattress, birchliving.com/FlavCity. They also have the kids line of Birch non-toxic mattresses too. They're phenomenal. If you walk around the grocery store, you'll see a lot of these heart healthy symbols. Raisin Bran is heart healthy. That's breaking news to me. Corn oil is heart healthy. A lot of these symbols, including this, money. It's pay for play. My friends, they'll make the argument that this is heart healthy because it's high in fiber. But I ask you this, a 1 cup serving, yes, it has 7 grams of fiber, which is high because it's made from whole grain wheat, but it also has 9 grams of added sugar, which is over 2 teaspoons. It's 2 1/4 teaspoon. Sugar, like we talked about earlier, is actually bad for your heart. So to get a stamp on here that has over 2 teaspoons is downright wrong. And fun fact, even though it's made of whole grain wheat, all of these cereals are what's called processed extruded grains. They have to process and refine the grain so much, you basically strip a lot of the nutrition away. So it's not even that good for you in the first place. And then it tickles me all in the wrong places to see corn oil with that heart healthy there, because corn oil is made from GMO corn. Let's put that aside for a second. How do you make corn oil? Pretty much the same way you make canola oil, that one, vegetable oil. You take the plant, you process it and refine it at such high pressures and so much pressure that you create a ton of omega-6 fatty acids. In other words, you refine it so much it becomes super inflammatory. But money counts. They want all of the oil to come out of the corn, to come out of the canola seeds. So what do? They add a chemical called hexane, and hexane extracts 100% of the oil, so we get 100% of the profits. And then they say they remove the hexane so we're not ingesting it. Homie, don't play that game. This is so processed, refined, inflammatory, chemical laden, and because it's so processed, instead of being an antioxidant like extra virgin olive oil is over here, this is the opposite. It's loaded with free radicals that destroy the cells in your body. Heart healthy? Haha, yeah, right. Heart healthy? Give me a break. Yogurt is a gut-friendly food filled with, see what it says? Billions of live and active probiotics, right? Turns out this is a myth, and I recently learned this, that most yogurts on the shelf have barely any, if all, living probiotic bacteria. Why? Listen to this. So yogurt is a fermented product. During a fermentation process like kombucha or sauerkraut, billions of bacteria are produced. But what most yogurt makers do is ferment and then pasteurize. Pasteurize happens at super high heat and nukes or kills all of the living bacteria. Insane. The proper way to do it would be to get pasteurized milk, then ferment after. So independent lab tests were done by a company and found out that most brands have little to none, or what they do is they ferment, pasteurize, and then sprinkle some over-the-counter probiotics on top, so there's some living, and those are not nearly as strong and as good as the naturally formed ones during the fermentation process. So the ones I know that are good actually aren't here at this grocery store. So Siggi's actually does it right, and it turns out Siggi's is non-GMO milk, so just get the regular plain one. And for plant-based, there's this company, and it's mostly online, but now you can get it at Sprouts, called Coconut Cult, and it has the most living bacteria of any brand, and the bacteria are so strong, it actually says on the side of the cup, start with 2 tablespoons a day, otherwise you might have too many bacteria. Those are 2 great brands, but the fact that most don't have the billions is one of the biggest lies in the grocery store. One of the best honeys you can buy is Manuka honey, and I like to use it especially during cold and flu season because Manuka honey has way more immune boosting properties than regular raw honey. But a couple months ago on Instagram is like ground zero for false news. They were saying, ooh, Manuka honey is testing high in glyphosate. Glyphosate is the active ingredient in Roundup. Be careful, don't have Manuka. And I thought to myself, that can't be possible because Manuka is grown in remote parts of New Zealand and Australia, way away from modern day farming where Roundup is used. And sure enough, all the major brands like this, the brands I have at Costco, look, they all have the same glyphosate-free stamp on there. And when I emailed one of the companies, they said, hey, Here's a portfolio and information of where the Manuka bushes are grown. The one in New Zealand literally is grown so remote, there's no farming anywhere near, and the bees feed on the Manuka bush and they make the honey that has those beautiful immune boosting properties. So modern day farming has really nothing to do with Manuka, which is out remote in the wild. So it was fake news as usual, and it's also harmful news because this stuff is so darn good for you. Is glyphosate, the active ingredient in Roundup, a problem? Yes, especially in corn, wheat, oats, grains, and legumes. But in Manuka honey, heck no, this stuff is good and good for you. All right, friends, that is it for the top 5 foods busted. Keep in mind, when you're ever in doubt at the grocery store, if a product is Bobby approved, whip out my free Bobby approved app for Android or iOS. You can scan any barcode at any grocery store and it tells you if it's a Bobby approved or not, and it's free. But that is it, friends, from the grocery store, my favorite place. I leave you like I always do. # keep on cooking, mad love and peace. Later.